would see Michael as few have seen him. They would share late-night shopping trips.
I almost believe it.
And even a private visit to Parliament. Fans would follow them every step of the way as they travelled around Britain. But in 2001, as Michael arrived in London for his first visit to Uri, he had one very special appointment in his diary. Michael had agreed to be Uri's best man as he renewed his wedding vows with his wife Hannah. The day before the ceremony, Uri had given Michael his wedding ring to look after.
I wanted Michael to have the ring on him for 24 hours. I wanted Michael Jackson's energy to be absorbed into that wedding ring. I believe in this, you know, come on.
They have 2 children together. They have been married civilly.
And the wedding began, and Michael hasn't arrived. And I'm beginning to look at my watch, and Hannah is telling me, hey, Michael is a bit late. And the guests are already here, the marquee is full, and, you know, some friends, celebrities came. So I tell everyone, you know what? Let's eat now. Let's go and eat. The food is laid out there because Michael is late. And the truth of the matter is that we couldn't start the ceremony because my ring was in his pocket. An hour passes, and Michael is not showing up, and we are on the phone, and I'm sweating, I'm running around between the guests trying to comfort them. They all had fun. And then people thought that this is a kind of a big setup, and Michael will never, this was like a prank. Because they could not believe that the Michael Jackson is really going to come to be my best man. And after 2 long hours, Michael's entourage, the bell rings, and out there, the gate, and I ran the marquee, I ran up here and looked at the gate, and the gate was opening. The limousines kind of stream down the driveway, and they come up in front of the house, and the door slides open, and Michael comes out with a crouch, and I bring him here, and he sat right here behind, on this black sofa, and I kind of kneel down, and I put my hand on his bandages, and I said, I'm not a healer, of course, but I told him, Michael, look, help me, let me focus my energy into your food, you'll feel okay.
Among the guests waiting to meet Michael was journalist Eve Pollard.
There was more security than I've ever seen. We've got used to security now, but in 2001 I'd never seen anything like it. And I'd edited newspapers. There was more security than you get with a royal attending. Then of course we got into the wedding, and normally, you know, you sit down, you watch the wedding, you have your reception. Michael was so late that people sort of sat down at first, then thought, what am I doing here after 20 minutes? Then they started serving food and drinks because you just couldn't wait for this thing, you know, to get going. And then Michael came in. And then, as always, we were transfixed. We were fascinated to watch him. He sat down for most of the ceremony because he was on crutches, he'd hurt his foot. The crutches, I think, were also, white to match the white skull cap he wore. And he was very quiet. And I think did recognize it was Uri and Hannah's day.
Among the stars at the wedding was singer Patti Boulay.
When we met at the wedding, at Uri Geller's wedding, that was the first time Michael began to tease me about looking like Diana Ross. He'll turn around, look at me in that naughty way. He'd go, ain't no mountain high enough. Michael. he would laugh and giggle, you know. And he said, Patti, you look just like that. There must be a throwback. She must come from your family. I said, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. There was kind of this energy, and it's Michael's energy, nobody else. The only person I've come across with that kind of effect is the Pope, really, on people.
just before I was lifted up on the chair, because that's another custom tradition, he just hugged me. And you know what? You know, that hug, which I don't know, lasted for just sorry. That hug, it was just a few seconds, but it was real love and unconditional. It's just so hard for me to believe that he's gone. And I haven't spoken to him for a long time, but still there is that connection. And I comfort myself today, just weeks after his death, that he's there, he's up there.